Hello, perfume lovers! I'm reviewing today one of my favorite fragrances all time, one that I was obsessed with since I've discovered it, and I decided to buy it at a very fair and good price last year. I didn't wear it until now, I have to admit that. It's a winter fragrance, so there's no problem with that. I'm talking today about Porpora Tiziana Terenzi. As you can see, it's been opened because I couldn't resist opening it, but I didn't use it, I only smelled it. Actually, the weather was kind of warm here and it was not suited for such a strong fragrance like Porpora is. I'm sure you are aware that Porpora, which was launched in 2017, is quite similar with the classic Portrait of a Lady from Frédéric Malle, which was launched in 2010. The difference between the two of them in terms of notes are very, I don't know, maybe not very pregnant or perceivable for an untrained nose. For example, Porpora has as top notes rose, raspberry, cloves and cinnamon. More than that, Portrait of a Lady has black currants in the top note. Middle notes for Porpora are Bulgarian rose, incense, patchouli and poppy. For Portrait of a Lady, middle notes are patchouli, incense and sandalwood. Base notes for Porpora are myrrh, musk, amber, benzoin and chestnut. Whether for a Portrait of a Lady, base notes are simpler: musk, benzoin and amber. I repeat, if you don't have a trained nose, it's quite difficult to perceive the difference between the two of them. I went to Porpora because I love the way it looks. I love the bottle. I love the whole idea of this collection from Tiziana Terenzi. Actually, the house is Tiziana Terenzi, but the creator of this fragrance is the Terenzi family. So, moving on. Let's open. It's quite precious. The box, it's quite precious, quite elegant. Maybe one day I'll get also a Portrait of a Lady, because that one is another work of art, another great fragrance. I'm actually obsessed with both of them. So I'll try to open it nice. So, this is it. The bottle is very, very heavy. Here it has the description of the Luna collection, which has many, many great fragrances. This is the bottle. It has also, it's very, very hard and resistant. And also it has a smaller cap if you want to use this one, if you want to use it, I don't know, for traveling, for put it for your bag, because this cap is very, very heavy. I think it has some plastic and metal in it because it's very heavy. Here is the constellation from the collection. I love the bottles. They're very, very elegant. See, the bottle is not that heavy, but the cap is very, very heavy, and for traveling or for putting it in your purse is very difficult. So, moving forward, let me spray it on my wrist here. So, cinnamon, cloves and roses at first spray. It's a bit spicier than the classic Portrait of a Lady, if we are to compare them. This one is just a little bit more spicy, but when it tones down, it becomes more closer to Portrait of a Lady. Some incense, some patchouli, and then after a while, you will feel the myrrh, the sweetness of amber, of myrrh, of chestnuts. It's a rose, sweet, incensey fragrance. It's, I don't know, like entering in a church after the service when you smell incense, burning candles, It's that, and different types of fragrances for women who attended the service. So it's that smell, classic, heavy, a bit overwhelming, a bit nauseating smell that you feel in a church. It is not an easy to wear fragrance, not by far. It is not an all taste fragrance. It's a difficult to wear fragrance, and I see it more suited for a lady or for a guy. Although I find it quite feminine, but this is only my taste. It has a bit of a harshness that allows it to be worn by men. Sorry, excuse me. But it's more appropriate for a lady, in my opinion and in my vision. It's very elegant. I see it for a lady over 35, not for a young lady. Difficult to wear. This is a fragrance that you wear when you already know what you like to wear in terms of fragrances, when you have your taste is in fragrances settled, when you know what note you prefer and what note you do not like. It's not that I wouldn't say in terms of notes it's not nothing new, but in terms of smell it's something very very special. It's Although I love it and I wear it at work, it's not a work fragrance because it's heavy, it's overwhelming, it has great sillage, great persistence. So in an office, in a smaller office with a lot of colleagues, it might be disturbing for others. This is definitely a signature fragrance for open spaces. For winter, it's warm and spicy, and it's great for cold winter days, cold winter nights. It's very elegant. I find it cocktail suited. If if I put it in a terms of events where to wear it, it is suited for a cocktail, for a special event, a night out at the theater, at the opera, maybe in a restaurant with your loved one. It is not an all-day wearable fragrance. It is not an all-activity fragrance. I don't know, if you're going to run in the park, this is not a suited fragrance. If you're going to the gym, also not a suited fragrance. Is way too elegant, way too heavy, way too overwhelming. This is a fragrance that could easily wear you. You have to be very empowered when wear it. You have to be very self-centered, self-sufficient to be able to wear a fragrance like that. And what I'm saying now, it's also valid for Portrait of a Lady. There are two wonderful fragrances, but two very difficult to wear fragrances in my opinion, of course. I let it settled. I let it to settle, and now I feel myrrh, roses, incense, amber, and chestnut. It's warm and spicy, and it's harsh. It's not cashmere like, it's not velvety like, it's harsh, but harsh sweet. It's I don't know, when spraying you can feel it the way it enters your nostrils, and it gives you a warmth inside. It makes me feel, at least when it comes to me, when wearing it, it makes me feel very powerful, able to do anything I set my mind to. It has a quite strong power over me. I don't allow it to overcome me. This fragrance doesn't. Actually, all fragrances, they do not wear me because I'm a fan of theirs. But if you are a more discreet person, if you don't want to stand out, then this is a difficult to wear fragrance. This is not for shy people. This is for very brave, courageous, powerful people. So that being said, I do not advise you to blind buy it. I advise you to go in a shop, try it on, let it settle on your skin for a few hours, see how you interact with it, and then decide if you want to buy it or not. This is not a safe blind buy. It's a very difficult blind buy. As I say about all the ambery, spicy, rosy fragrances, It is also quite expensive. It is not a cheap fragrance. That's why I advise against blind buying it. And I do not advise to make your decision upon the first try. Put it on your hand, put it somewhere on your skin, not on a blotter. Go outside, smell it on cold temperature, on warm temperature. See if you can adjust to it. See if you can stand it. Because it's a difficult fragrance to wear, but it's a fantastic fragrance. Give it a chance, try it on. You won't be disappointed by the performances, by the sillage, by the smell, but only after you give it a try. Do not blind buy it. Thank you for watching me. If you like my video reviews, you can also read about my fragrances and my collection on my blog www.princessanna.me. You can see pictures of my fragrances on Instagram, princessanna.me, on the Facebook page, princessanna.me. You can comment, you can write to me, you can read all about fragrances in a journal in www.porpora.ro. It's a Romanian journal available online where I write articles about fragrances. See you next time. Thanks for following me.